session, we will see how to extract maps from Mudbox and how to use it with 3D application. Very first of all, I'll open a file in Mudbox. I'll open a file. Okay. In this you will see I have a mesh. Now I want to paint the maps. What exactly the painting is? Extraction of maps. Like I'm not modeling it, I'm not sculpting it, I'm painting it through the texture to make it a good detail. I'll just go into this paint layer. I'll take a new paint layer. I want to paint on what? I want to paint on bump, I want to paint on normal map or anything. I'll paint on bump map, click, okay. Let's start working with the paint bump map. Come to this paint brush, go into the stencil. Now what I want to paint, what exactly the texture I want to paint on it, that will paint on the bump. It's like I'll take a texture, this texture I want to paint on the bump. Let's start painting it. Let's start making it a rough stuff. I want to paint on the whole part of the body. I'll make a bit of rough kind of a texture. You can see some roughness. Yeah, this is the bump map which I am painting on this body. You can see some rough details on the hand and all over the body. You can scale the stencils. You need to paint it out uniformly to give a rough kind of effect. Okay, let's only work on this part, that is the top part. If I increase the strength, the depth will be more. Increase the strength, the depth will be more. Increase the strength. Increase it. Take a new layer. If I again want to work on this bump map, again I can take a bump map. I can click OK. Now I want to work with this. Reduce the size of this stencil. You can see some rough details. I need some rough stuff. Right now I am working on the bump, that is the roughness of any texture. Work out with this, any of the maps. So it is affecting the mesh. Reduce the size. You can see some roughness. Use this kind of roughness. You can see some roughness affecting on the top of the body. On this, again you can paint this bump map. See some fine rough details you want to show using this bump map. I can use it. You can even use this stuff, some fine curves. What exactly I am doing is I am not sculpting it, I am painting that particular texture on the mesh. Take another layer. Now I want to work out with some normal map. I can even use a normal map. I got a new layer with me. I can even take any stuff. It's like this and work out with this normal map for some details, for fine details. You reduce the size of this like this and work out with this normal map. So, reduce the strength of the brush and start working it accordingly. The roughness which you will see on this, right now I'm using a normal map. The help of normal map, I can achieve the kind of output as I want. I can increase the strength, can see some roughness. Take some other texture, use it and see some rough part, rough patches affecting the body. This is just due to this normal map. Normal map will help me out to work out with this texture painting. Right, can use it, brush shift, make it smooth. Just undo it, reduce the strength, take some other pattern, again start working out with it accordingly. Come back, can even paint the same stuff over here, but right now I am painting a normal map, not the bump map. Press Q, you can see some fine rough details on this part. Even I can use a bit of paint erase. If I got a lot of paint scratches, I can easily erase that stuff and I can work accordingly. Need to easily you can rub it out, part of it. Okay, come to the object list. If you feel to rename the mesh, you can rename it. Come to the layer, need to extract the maps. The procedure is go to the maps, extract maps and the new operation. A new operation, click on the new operation. Very first of all, I want to extract the map, that is the displacement map. I want to extract the map as a displacement map. The target model, what is the target model? The basic mesh and the source model. The basic mesh will be the human body at the level 0 and the human body at level, I can take a level 4. Even I can take a level 5. Come to the bottom, image size, what will be the size of an image? Can increase the size by 2048 by 2048, the quality, the anti-aliasing by 2x. Save this file, create a folder on the desktop called maps and I'll just rename it as displacement or bump map. Bump map. And save it in the Targa format and click on extract. Now this will extract the map. This will help me to extract the different kinds of maps. You can see some map extraction is going on, it's in process. Map extraction finished successfully. Click OK. and close. As you go into this map folder, you'll find a map called displace. As I have extracted the map, again come into this map, extract maps, a new operation. Now I want to extract a normal map, level as 4, the same stuff, a normal map, base file, and put in the same, the map folder, and name it as a normal map, and give the name as Saga. Save it. And the same thing as extract. As I have extracted the normal map and a displacement map, a bump map. Map extraction finished successfully. Just close this. Now what I can do is minimize this file, come to 3ds Max. I have a file with me over here. So what I can do is go to the material, go to the maps. It can take to a bump map, cut map, and to this texture. As you can see the texture, and as I preview the texture, this is my normal displaced map, and this is my normal map. Minimize it, save, open it. Now let's render it and see some fine rough details, smooth details on the top of it. Freeze the bump and see some fine rough mesh over here. You can see some fine rough mesh and a normal map. Just go down, metal bump 9, push the texture down, click on this normal and select the normal map. Step 9. See some fine rough part applied on the body in the form of a normal map. You can see some normal rough details, fine smooth details. You can see this details, the details caused by this maps, by this extraction of this normal and the displacement map. Just off this texture, you can remove this, render it. Still you can find some details for the normal map channels. Increase it, can decrease this map channels. The extraction of maps. The rough mesh which has been extracted, can use this paint erase to get some scratches or some rough stuff. I can easily erase that stuff. Can erase the paint erase option from here, and you can work out accordingly. You can see some maps extracted. You can see some details. Can again come to the material. Let's on the bump. take a bitmap, displacement, print it. You can see some fine smooth details on the back part, and smooth details. This can be easily achieved. As I explained you, the details can easily be achieved by extracting the map from the software called Mudbox. By extracting the maps, we can give the details to a lower mesh model. For example, even I can paint a vector displacement map. What I can do is I take a new file, take a new scene, take a plane. Okay. As I take a plane, increase the brush size, increase the level, come to the sculpt tools, start working with the sculpt of the stamp options, increase the strength, come down, can use some fine rough mesh. Now I'll show you how to work out with some vector displacement maps. Even I can paint some normal maps onto this model, on the model directly. Start working out in this way. Start working this way again. Use a Vex tool. Then take a Vex tool over here. Can use kind of Vex tool. See some fine details on the mesh using the Vex tool. Use the smooth options to smoothen the mesh. I can easily smoothen the mesh using the smooth option. The Vex tool will help me out to give some fine details. Again, use the sculpt tool. Reduce the size of a brush, take a new layer and reduce the strength. Start working on that part. Work out with some fine details. Can make some rough terrain. Can even use a stamp with this sculpt. Can use a stamp tool working with this sculpt options. Come to the object list. I can rename it as a source. Can rename it as a source. Take a mesh, create mesh plane again, and rename it as a target. Come out of this selection tools. I want to extract this as a vector displacement map. Go into this map, extract maps, a new operation, a vector displacement map. I want target model as a low resolution. Come over here, a source model as selected to level 5, anti-aliasing as 2x, increase it by 2048 by 2048, save it as a vector display and save it in the TIFF or Targa format and extract this map. Map extraction is finished. I'll take a new file. I'll take a mesh or I'll open a file. I'll open a file. I'll move over here. Come to this image browser. I'll take an image into it. Vector displacement. Yeah. I'll copy this file. I'll put it into this maps folder. As it is a vector display, go into the Mudbox, to the maps folder, take a maps, yeah, vector displacement map. Just fit, increase by pressing plus to increase the displacement of this. By pressing minus, you can decrease the displacement. The roughness which I have painted on top of it, that is the green part, is been rough, and the black, that is the transparent part. I can see over here that is a set as stem. I can use it as a stem. As I click on the stem, now if I click on the sculpt, come to the stem, image browser, and I can set as a stem. Can come to the 3D view, and if I start painting on top of it, this will affect on the stem part. We'll work with the stem. You can see some smooth fine details working. Can see some fine details. I can use this vector displacement map for some fine details. I can paint it accordingly, reduce the strength, and use it. Can use it for the roughness, as I explained, for getting the proper kind of roughness on the model. The vector displacement map. Even I can use it for a stencil. If I set it for a stencil, I'll get the part of a stencil too. You can add it in a stencil form. 3D view, you can see the stencil. I can even work out with a stencil to work out with a paint, or even I can use it with the sculpt. As I explained, we can work out with the stencil or we can work out with the stem. Same as the vector displacement map which I have painted. Increase the strength. Now you can use some fine kind of rough details on the mesh. You can see some fine rough details you can achieve using this vector displacement map. Can achieve the kind of output, and this way we can extract the maps and we can work accordingly. The next session we will go through some more tools. Till then.